Getting ready to go live, family. Just going over some books I recently bought for the Black Hoodie Brigade. So getting ready to go live in about a minute. So if you need some books, family, some free books to give out during Kwanzaa or whenever, holla at me. I got you. Anybody read this book? It looks interesting. So getting ready to go live in a minute, family. Hope everybody's having a good cold evening. As we get ready for this quick broadcast. All right. And we are on. My name is Minister Paul Scott, Truth Minister Paul Scott, Minister of Information of the Black Hoodie Brigade based in Durham, North Carolina, the Bull City. And just wanted to do a quick video. A lot of people are asking, well, brother, how can I help the movement? I think we've already discussed at length, in detail, what the movement is about, but just as a refresher course, the Black Hoodie Brigade is real simple. 1, obtain a book about Black history. 2, study that one book. 3, teach what you learned in that one book to somebody else. And 4, get another book and repeat the process. Again, all we do is spread knowledge. So, step number 1, obtain a book, Black history book, cultural book. Step number 2, study this book, study a book. Step number 3, teach what you learned in that one book to somebody else. And step number 4, get another book and repeat the process. See how simple that is, family? Anybody could do that. Who would be against spreading knowledge? Our mission is knowledge is a weapon. Knowledge is a weapon. Now, people have asked me, well, brother, if I can do anything with the movement, how can I help the movement? Anything I can do with the movement? All right. Since you asked, there's some things that I need my friends to do in Durham, North Carolina, who say, brother, I support the work you're doing. Okay. If you really want to support the Black Hoodie Brigade movement, join the Black Hoodie Brigade. I need all my friends in Durham to join the Black Hoodie Brigade. Again, all we're doing is spreading knowledge. Who would be against just spreading knowledge? That's all we're doing, spreading knowledge. So first of all, I need you to join the Black Hoodie Brigade. That's first of all. Secondly, help us spread knowledge around the Bull City. Wherever you are, it's an individual responsibility to spread knowledge. You might be at the store. You might be at the bus stop. You might be on the bus. Might be walking down the street to your neighbor, your family, gathering for the holidays, gathering for Kwanzaa. Spread the news about the Black Hoodie Brigade. Be like, yeah, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, cousin, grandma. You know, there's a new movement in Durham that I'm part of called the Black Hoodie Brigade. What's that about? Oh, all we do is spread knowledge. Spread knowledge. Yeah, that's all we do. We spread knowledge. Especially to the youth. See, that's something you can get grandma and them involved in. Because they might say, well, I don't know that much about Black history. One book at a time. One book, one person at a time. So I need all my Durham friends who say they support what I do. Well, Brother Paul, we support you and we love what you do and we see you out there work. Okay, if you support it, join it. If you support it, join it. Why would you support something that you won't join? If you won't join, you don't support. Maybe you're waiting for it to fail. I don't know. Why would you say you support something that you're not willing to join? Anything I support, I'm going to join. Simple as that. So, first thing I need you all to do is to join, if you're in Durham especially. Now, other cities, if you want to start a division of the Black Hoodie Brigade in your city, we can have that conversation because it's all about spreading knowledge. I'm just a minister of information. There's really no leader because as individuals, we take the initiative to spread knowledge. As individuals, we take the initiative to spread knowledge. Nobody has to tell you to spread knowledge. You can do that on your own. You ain't got to wait for me. You ain't got to wait for this brother, that sister. When your only mission is to spread knowledge, you ain't got to wait for nobody to do that. You can do that on your own. Take the initiative to spread knowledge. So if you really support the work, but you won't join the movement to do the work, that's a contradiction. That's a contradiction. Secondly, Stanford L. Warren Library on Felver Street is open back up. After all these years on Felver Street, and I think Stanford L. Warren Library is either the first or second Black library in North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. It's open back up now. It was closed for repairs for a lot of years. Well, a couple of years, 3 years, I think, this go round. So it's opening back up. We have to make Stanford L. Warren Library our hangout spot. There are a lot of books there, a lot of classic books there, a lot of books you can read while you're there, a lot of computers, meeting spaces. Why don't we make Stanford L. Warren Library headquarters? If the Black Hoodie Brigade, you want to meet members of the Black Hoodie Brigade, Why not meet at Stanford L. Warren Library? There's a lot of space, a lot of books, a lot of computers, everything you need is there. So we can make Stanford L. Warren Library our headquarters. Third, get your hands on used books or black books. Now, you can get books from me. That's no problem. I got hundreds of books to give y'all. But it'll help the movement if you get books on your own as well. There's a used book place in Mebane, 20 minutes up the road, called McKay's. McKay's used bookstore. They have books. Some books are free. Some books are 75 cents. Some books are $1.50. Why don't we have a pipeline of books flooding Durham, North Carolina, where we're actually teaching them boots on the ground? We're actually teaching the information or passing out the information boots on the ground. Simple work. Simple work. That way, if you can't get up with me, I shouldn't be the only source of books. 20 minutes up the street, up Highway 85, you got McKay's used books, and they have tons of classic books for, like I said, 75 cents, $1, $1.50. I've gotten some books for $0.25. Why don't we have a pipeline of books, classic black books flooding into Durham? Something else. We already have the Black Hoodie Brigade study group. And in the study group, we are examining books, analyzing books, and videos. Don't sleep on Tubi. Tubi has a lot of free documentaries you can watch. And we're analyzing these documentaries. We're analyzing books. We're having discussions about these books so we can raise the consciousness of the community. It's the Black Hoodie Brigade study group. You can join that. That's the way we share information, because a lot of our people, when it comes to spreading knowledge, they think they're out here all alone. They think they're the only one that likes to read. They're the only ones that's interested in Black history. We got to show our people that they're not alone, that there's a whole movement in Durham that likes to study Black history and Black culture, just like you do. So that's the purpose of the Black Hoodie Brigade study group. And lastly, well, all I can think of right now, actually, in 2025, everybody's worried about Project 2025 and what's going to happen with the Heritage Foundation, these think tanks, and how they're going to ban books. So you're all saying all this kind of stuff. Need to put the Militant Mind Militia think tank together. The Militant Mind Militia think tank. If you're worried about the Heritage Foundation and Project 2025, we need our own think tank. In Durham, North Carolina, we need an African-centered think tank, because the people who put the Project 2025 together, Heritage Foundation, that's what they do. John Locke Foundation, that's what they do. Other foundations, that's what they do. They sit around and they develop public policy off of their ideas. Project 2025, that's just another public policy idea. They got thousands of them. But how are we going to counter that? With our own local African-centered think tank, Militant Mind Militia. Somebody will be in charge of education. Somebody will be in charge of studying politics. Somebody will be in charge of studying hip-hop. Some people will be in charge of studying economics, and so on. If everybody does a little, nobody has to do a lot. If everybody does a little, Nobody has to do a lot. Well, brother, you know, I'm busy with the family. Well, we all busy. We all got 24 hours in the game in the day. We all got 24 hours in a day. It depends on where you place your priorities. Where do you place your priorities? How bad do you want freedom and liberation for our people? Or are you just talking? Do you think we can get freedom and liberation just by osmosis or self-elevation? Some of y'all think you can raise our people's consciousness just by going like this. Just by osmosis. Some of y'all think y'all can hold a book up to your head and just by osmosis raise the consciousness of our people. No, it doesn't work that way. It has to be boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. You got to hit the streets. You got to knock on doors. You got to talk to people. Some of us act like we're afraid to be conscious. We're afraid of being mocked. We're afraid of being picked at because we're conscious. Oh, you like to read, blah, blah. You into that black stuff. Yes, I am. At some point, we'll become the majority. In 2025, when things get so bad, they have no choice. They'll be begging for conscious people. Durham is a home of Malcolm X Liberation University. Durham is the home of the No Bookstore and Cultural Awareness Seminar. In 2020, starting in 2023, and now 2024, Durham is also the home of the Black Hoodie Brigade. Durham is also the home of the Black Hoodie Brigade. Malcolm X Liberation University in 1968, I believe, institutionalized Black consciousness. The No Bookstore and Cultural Awareness Seminar in the 80s and the 90s started study groups, conscious study groups. The Black Hoodie Brigade, our role in 2024, 2025, and beyond is to take that knowledge to the streets, take that knowledge to the hood, take that knowledge directly to the youth. I see some people watching, so anybody have any questions, feel free to put in the comments. Anybody have any questions, feel free to put it in the comments. If not, I'll continue. So, as we go into Kwanzaa week, that's the goal for Kwanzaa week, to recruit soldiers for the Black Hoodie Brigade, to recruit soldiers, strong, dedicated, committed soldiers to the Black Hoodie Brigade. And again, I ask you, if you support the work, you be part of the movement. If you're not part of the movement, you don't support the work. Any questions, feel free to put them in the comments in these last couple of minutes. If you, again, I'm going to say this again. If you claim to support the work, well, Brother Paul, we love the work. If you love the work, you'll be part of the movement. Because all we're doing is spread the knowledge. I'm going to go through the process one more time so nobody can say they didn't understand. One, we study, we spread knowledge one book at a time. Whether you read one book or 1,000 books about Black history, you can still be part of this movement because we spread knowledge one book at a time. Step number one, again, obtain a book. Study that book. Teach what you learn in that book to somebody else. And number four, repeat the process. Number four, repeat the process. That's all it is to it. Now, who would be against that? Who would be against spreading knowledge to our people? Got any questions? Put them in the comments. I don't think there's anything I haven't covered because it's basic. We're just spreading knowledge, starting in Durham. But if you're in another city, again, if you are in another city and you want to start a division of the Black Hoodie Brigade, that can happen too, because all we're doing is spreading knowledge. We ain't trying to save the world. We ain't trying to end homelessness. Those are noble deeds and honorable deeds, but we're keeping it simple. We're keeping it simple. We're just spreading knowledge because knowledge is the foundation. It starts with knowledge. It starts with spreading knowledge. So, if there are no questions for this evening, please share this. Peace, brother sincere. So, brother sincere, that's what I'm saying. If somebody really supports this movement, they'll join the movement. If somebody supports the movement, they'll join the movement. If they don't support the movement, if they don't join the movement, they must not support the movement. There's no two ways about it. If you support, you'll join. If you don't join, you don't support, because all we're doing is spreading knowledge. All we're doing is spreading knowledge. 2025, whichever way you look at it, politically, socially, economically, it's going to be rough for our people. So why wait to 2025 when we can get started in 2024 making plans? Why be fearful and wait for something to happen in 2025? Oh, Project 2025 going to get us like the boogeyman. Why don't we make plans right now in 2024 so when we hit 2025 in another week or so, we can hit the ground running? We can hit the ground running. If you support, you'll be a part. If you're not a part, you don't support. Simple as that. Simple as that. So, in 2025, ain't going to be no future in fronting. Conscious activism is going to be the move in 2025. It's not going to be about how many books you read or how many books you own. I own thousands of books. I give away hundreds of books. No, I give away thousands of books too. I own thousands of books. I give away thousands of books. But it's not going to be how many books you've read, how many books you own, how large your library is. In 2025, conscious activism is going to be, how do you use those books? Do you just sit around the Christmas table with your family and talk about how many books you've read and how deep you are? Do you just go around the water cooler and talk about how many books you've read? Or are you actually in the hood, in the streets, teaching the youth what you read? Ain't no future in 2025. Ain't no future in front in 2025. Times are going to get so difficult in 2025. We won't have to ask you to join. You'll have no choice. You'll have no choice. So, if there are no questions, we leave you with the Black Hoodie Brigade motto: knowledge is a weapon. Peace.